Hello, I'm going to be making enchilada sauce low sodium. And if anybody tells you you can't do it low sodium, oh yes you can. So what I've done is I've just cooked some 2 onions and just till they're sort of translucent. And I cooked it in organic safflower oil. You could use butter, you could use whatever oil you like. I just like this one because it has, it's good for cooking high heat, even though I cook this very slow. It doesn't burn. So once the onions are clear, I'm going to add my spices. And what I've got for spices are cumin, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 teaspoon of dried garlic. Normally I use fresh garlic because I grow it, but I wanted to use up my dried garlic. So I'm just going to now cook the spices. So I'm just going to bring the flame up a bit more. This just helps to enhance the flavor. And then I'm going to be adding, these are my tomatoes from my garden from the summertime, which basically I just core them and throw them into a Ziploc bag, and then to get them ready to use in a recipe, I just run them under hot water, slip the skins off them, and then defrost the tomatoes and cut them up, and there you go. That's like canned tomatoes. You can use canned tomatoes in this recipe, but be very careful that there are no salt added. Always read the labels. And then that's why I can make these enchiladas low sodium, is because I read the labels. And you can buy cheese. These enchiladas are going to have cheese in them. You just have to read the labels. And you can also find the tacos. You can also find the tortillas that are sodium reduced. Yes, you can find tortillas that'll be 25% sodium, but if you really look and you go to a grocery store where there's a lot of people that shop that have low sodium needs or they're educated, I got these, and I don't know if you'll be able to see this on the label or not. But these, when you look at the back of it, the package is going to say how many percent or how many grams or milligrams of sodium. These are 3%, so they're well within the rating that for our family that we can have. We can basically have anything. Mostly we try and keep around 3%, but sometimes we can stretch that to 5%. The other thing is the cheese that you're going to use. And again, when you buy cheese, yes, you can get cheese that's 25% sodium. But if you look around, you can also find cheeses that are lower in sodium. And this one I found, it's a Monteray Jack cheese with some jalapeno peppers, and it's 5%. So again, I don't load the enchiladas with the cheese, but yes, we can have some cheese in the recipe. So I'm just going to cook this. And what you could do is you could, once it's cooked, it can be pureed so it's a very thin sauce and there'll be no chunks in it, which I'll just do with a little hand blender and puree it. Just going to cook it for a few minutes. I love cooking in cast iron. Okay, so I'll bring you back after I've pureed this, and I'll show you me making the enchiladas with my tortillas. So here's my red sauce. I dumped this into a measuring cup. It's 2 cups, and I just used my stick blender, and you can see it's nice and smooth now. And I did add another teaspoon of chili powder because it just didn't have enough kick for me. I do have my jalapeno peppers that I canned. I could put those in too, but my husband doesn't tend to like things too hot. So this does have enough zip. Plus the cheese in this has got jalapeno pepper in it as well. So I'm sure that'll be zippy enough for dinner. Anyways, I'll bring you back when I'm ready to stuff the tortillas. So you cook your tortillas in a dry frying pan. You don't have to cook them very long, probably about 1 minute per side. It's just going to make the tortillas a little bit more flexible. I find the other ones that I did, where I didn't cook them and I tried to roll them up, they were breaking. So just a little bit of cheese. Oops, you know what? I also find it's kind of nice to have a little bit of sauce in here. Okay, so I saw how much easier that rolls up. So here's all the enchiladas, and I've got cheese on them on the top. I'm just going to cover it with the sauce. And these are going to go in the oven for about 15-20 minutes. And then they're going to come out and sit for about 10. And that's it, they're done. So I'll bring you back when they're done. Okay, so here are the enchiladas. They've sat for a few minutes. And how I'm going to be serving them, I'm just going to take them out of the pan. I did cook them with tin foil over them, because I found that they were like they were drying out. And so I'm just serving them. You can see how gooey they are. So I'm just putting, you can use sour cream. I just use milk kefir. Okay, so you could use sour cream. Like I said, I'm using milk kefir. And just put some fresh green onions over them. And that's it. Ready to eat. Bye now.